In this Nonsense Wars GBC thing, we look at a new and original module that I'm calling the Wave Rocker. It combines the mechanism from the seesaws with the input from the multi-stepper. The phasing of the rockers causes a wave to travel across the width of the module rather than the length. I've also implemented shared power connections, which I am trying to do for all modules going forward. I started looking into seesaws when I built my Great Ball Pit 2020 challenge entry, but the contest requirements limited what I could do. I needed to chain several rockers together to gain enough altitude to load the batch output, and these had to run fairly quickly to hit 1 ball per second. The relatively high cycle rates caused all sorts of loading and unloading issues. The final design still had to sit perfectly level to run properly, and I took the module apart shortly after I posted it. In the Wave Rocker, I don't need as much height, so I can implement multiple parallel rockers instead of serial ones. With 4 times more lanes, each one can cycle 4 times slower, and this greatly alleviates the problem I had with the seesaws. I intended to cheese tile all of each rocker, but people seem to like the bare studs, so I only added enough tiling to help get the balls rolling straight. I built a derivative of the multi-stepper input for functional synergy rather than mechanical synergy. In fact, I used the exact same steps without any modification. I changed the orientation and the phasing of the cranks in order to convert the single long zigzag step pattern into 4 short linear step patterns. Each row is phased 90 degrees apart from its neighbor, and each final step is phased 180 degrees apart from its corresponding rocker. The module includes a number of extra gears in order to implement the shared power input and output. It needs these to offset the input cranks from the center line and run all the components slower than my specified shared power transmission speed. The net gear ratio is 1:15, and as with my other shared power modules, the Wave Rocker can run either with or without a motor. The extra gears actually add visual interest to the drivetrain. I especially like seeing faster gears spin next to slower gears. I spent a lot of time tweaking the loader and rocker geometry to improve transfer reliability. I specifically tested slowing and stomping because those really hurt the seesaws and even the vertical stepper before that. I'm still keeping an eye on balls transferring to and balls rolling on the rockers, but overall reliability should be as good as, if not better, than the aforementioned modules. Furthermore, the loading mechanism rarely misses balls, so at least the rocker has good throughput and should not get overwhelmed. Finally, I also tested the module with 30 ball batches. Because the entire input agitates, it handles large batches very well. I worried about balls spilling over the loading side, but this apparently hasn't caused issues, unlike the loading itself. I'm concerned about balls wearing down the rocker studs, but we'll see how that goes if this module runs a lot. On that note, this is the end of the video, so have a nice day.